particular phrases, and like Zinka said, montage that happens. It's more montage in a way than it is choreographic composition in the traditional sense of working with dance material. But we also need the space for the people to move, and at the moment, choreographer, and I'm a dramaturg, and we are members of a performing arts collective called BADco, based in Zagreb, Croatia. We are BADco, but we're good people, I hope, and we are trying to be with good software, bad equipment. We are 8 people coming from very different fields, 2 dramaturgs, 1 philosopher, 4 dancers, choreographers, our company producer. It's important to say that in a matter of working collectively, we share our duties, so dancers have written text for our theater performances. I have performed as a dramaturg. Even our company producer has shot a film with us for one of our installations and performances. So the roles are interchangeable, whether somebody is listed on the program of the performance as director or performer or dramaturg, depends on the particular work. We work in a way which in the British tradition is called device theater. So it's always different varied references that we start out with. But today we won't be presenting our artistic work in a manner which is usually done. We won't be showing videos of our performances. We won't be discussing the methodology behind the work we do, except in one matter. We're going to be presenting a piece of software, or a software toolbox with 6 different tools that we have jointly developed with the Daniel Turing, German free software developer. This toolbox of software tools was designed for analysis and development of dance and movement. It can be used by dancers or it can be used by non-dancers, anybody who is interested in how the body moves in space and in time. The 6 tools included in the suite, which is available on our website for download, which you can get on a CD, which you can get on one of those sticks, are used in more, I would say, in terms of for educational purposes, for research purposes, when we are working practically, when we are working in the collective and with others, and not so much as something which can be, at least for us, something which is implemented in our performances. So what we will present today is not something that we use on a screen as kind of another aspect of the performance or something which is decorative or illustrative, but something really which is a tool, and this is why we call it a toolbox. I'm just going to ask my colleague to set up the other.
Here in front of the camera, because her concentration was so like, what is going on? Her focus is really on the camera. So if I watch just her moving in front of the space, you get instantly a really weird kind of movement choreography going on, even if she's not thinking, okay, I will dance and move and I will do some really crazy movement. She doesn't think about this. She just watches the screen, tries to solve the task, and she really moves in this way. And this kind of alien logic, something coming from outside of the body, was really interesting for us and how to work with.
This surveillance camera in the space, apparent key component was being introduced by accident to Daniel, who had different little software tools which he was working on, and he called this a simple binary block tracker because it was very, very primitive. He didn't know what to do with it. It wasn't a kind of like the advanced commercial motion tracking tools you have, but he was very interested in working with other artists on seeing where the software is going. He has a commercial job, he has this career, but he is working as a human computer interface developer and artist and wants to do different projects. At the time he was working on the now mostly forgotten operating system called BADco, or to replay it in leave this in the space, you leave your computer running, and you can work on different phrases of material. This is also fun for people who, for young people, for kids, in terms of they can fool around, they can trigger the camera to record, trigger the system to record up to 30 seconds of fooling around, and then replay this in reverse, and have fun. We'll talk a little bit more yourself and move yourself, your own body through the space. So no joysticks, no power gloves, no tapping on the iPad screen and making the, what is it, the pigs fly. It's just moving through the space. And so it's very nice to activate non-dancers, people fool around with it, people use it as a video game. But what happens to a dancer, when a dancer gets into this kind of use of space, is either you revert to the way you use your body in everyday situations, or you try to implement kind of what is ingrained in the body in terms of technique and habitual movement. And this is the alien logic, where you do away with this. I mean, it's sometimes very difficult for dancers, and we use this a lot in our work when we get stuck. And this tool is called matching positions. So to stand at an angle of 45 degrees, of course it's not to actually stand at an angle of 45 degrees, it is to make the representation on any software. Mean that you go to our website and download this for free, that you don't need to pay for the software. It means that we are working here in the spirit of free software culture. So it's not just free in terms of not paying for it, it's also free in terms of that the code is actually free and open. So those who are not working just in theater and dance, but those who are working with software can access the code itself and can go further to develop this, as we have gone further in developing it in our realm of work, in our artistic work. So this has been very important to us, important in the sense that we get everything out, our experiences with working with it, this knowledge, this pedagogical work, the work from the studio, but also this behind the scenes, behind the laptop work, that this is also available to those who want to access it, that this is freely shareable, that the discs can be copied, that the software can be mirrored on other websites, that those who do code can go into the code itself, as those who choreograph can go into different applications of dance material and recode that, the choreographic material.